Welcome to Upturned
Hey.
Table, and Matt is here with some retromancy. Matt and I are going to take a look at a new acquisition of Matt's, the original Bushido box set from Fantasy Games Unlimited. I've seen this for ungodly prices on auction sites. I hope you did okay, Matt. I hope you didn't have to sell your car or anything to to get a hold of this.
I think I got away with one. The typical price for a very used box was at least $200.
Right.
Some of them I saw them over. Like I saw one that was like $250.
Mm-hmm.
This one on eBay was posted at $80. It looked as good or better than a lot of the $200 ones. Mm-hmm. So I sent him. I did the little
name your price
offer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I offered him 60, and he took it like
nice
minutes later.
Wow, that's
so I don't know if you've just been sitting on it for too long or what. But so out the door with shipping, it was around $80. But yeah, I was really happy because this is a little piece of my childhood right here.
Excellent. Yeah, so it's from 1981. And so I guess the game existed before it got to Fantasy Games Unlimited, existed in other forms since the 70s, right? Or at least 79. Yeah, not the 70s, but yeah, 79.
Okay.
It was first published by Tier Games, probably as just like, booklets. And then
probably
Phoenix Games in 80, and then became a Fantasy Games Unlimited setting game. And what's that?
Oh, I was just saying that I did not know. I wonder if much changed when Fantasy Games Unlimited got their hands on it.
Yeah, I wonder because it sounds like everyone that was publishing it before they went out. The reason they got rid of it is they went out of business. But it's funny. Robert Charrett, the one of the designers on there, he still owns the copyright to all of the artwork. So you have to be very careful, I think, using that artwork. So
I was going to mention that because Bob Charrett, who's, the two credited people on the cover, Paul Hume and Bob Charrett, or Charrett or whatever, he's the cover artist.
Yes.
Yeah. So artist and designer. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So he still owns all of that. So yeah, even though, that's very cool.
Yeah. So 1981, I didn't get my hands on it until the summer of 84.
Oh, okay.
Which sounds really specific, but it was a big summer for Matt. It was the summer after 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when I started my gaming situation changed from just gaming with a couple age peers or relatives to gaming with older kids, and
nice.
It was a whole nother level, and that's when I fell in with Terry and some other folks. And,
nice.
This game, we never played it right, I'm convinced, but it was awesome.
Good. Yeah, I never managed to break that glass ceiling. I was always, the older kids always kept us out. Yeah. So yeah, we never played with the older kids in the back room of the hobby store, which seemed like the coolest place ever.
Yeah, because this was also peak 80s ninja, samurai, and kung fu movie consumption for me.
Mm-hmm.
So this was just perfect. I was the target audience for this game.
Nice. Yeah, excellent.
But yeah, we'll just take a look here. So it's pretty decent condition considering it's 45 years old.
Yeah.
There's one corner that was cracked open, but otherwise, it's in pretty good shape. Obviously dinged up a little bit, but it's way better condition than either of the basic or expert D&D boxes I have.
Good.
But yeah, we can just jump in, I suppose. Yeah. Nothing fancy, just cardboard, bare cardboard on the inside.
Yep. How they did. We're spoiled, man.
So the books are actually in really good condition. I mean, it looks a little dinged, but there's, no tears or anything. The pages are still pretty decent. I think they went back through, I don't know if this shows up on the camera or not, but I think they went back through and re-stapled it because it's a booklet staple.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you can see this one's like punched into the cover up here.
Right.
Which is a common problem with booklet staples if you do it by hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're in pretty good condition. It's a two book, as you can see, 2-book thing, and there's a couple other things underneath it I'll show you. But book 1, The Heroes of Nippon. I also like this black and white art, the classic 80s game. The art is scarce.
Yes, right.
So, yeah, really cool black and white covers. I always loved the looks of these samurai. But, yeah, book 1 is all the basic rules of the game. Oh, I am just noticing right now. Haha. Can you make this out? Someone punched this little seal. What do you call that? Embosser kind of thing.
Right.
This is a library of John H. Major.
Wow.
Whoever that is.
That's great.
Wow. Yeah. So, yeah, credits are down here. Copyright 1981 by Robert N. Charette and Paul R. Hume. Box cover art and illustrations are Robert Charette. There's another artist in here too, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he did all the art. Some of it looks different, but maybe. And like all these old games, don't waste any time. There's printing on the inside of the cover.
Right.
This is just the basic, what the hell is a role-playing game stuff, what a game master is, what a player is, what a campaign is, all that kind of good stuff. This game is unique in that it's like class and level, but also should be percentile skill. It's skills. Its skills are the big component of your character, but you also have a class and a level. So is this how's this looking for focus right now? It's looking all right.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, it's a little soft, but yeah, you can see definitely the headlines, maybe not all the text, but
okay.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Let me tweak it real quick. Let me go back to Discord. Apparently not. Oh, that's a little better.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, if there's anything specifically you want to show a passage, if you lift it up towards the camera, if the autofocus is on you, it'll be much clearer.
Okay. Yeah. So the game, it uses, one way or another, uses all the standard polyhedral dice. However, I'd say 6s and 10s are what you're using the most. Your characters have attributes, strength, deftness, speed, health, wit, and will. It begins with a point buy system. You get 60 points to divide amongst those 6 attributes. And then depending on the class you select, those attributes will get modified. And they have this concept in here called the classic man, which is basically a 10 in everything is a classic man. And then a classic NPC would be a 10 in everything plus whatever their profession bonuses are. So, a generic samurai of no particular level would probably have 20 strength, I'm thinking. Something like that. And then these skills get used to create a ton of derived attributes. And in very old skill fashion, it's kind of arbitrary. They don't all follow the same system.
Right.
But there's things like saving throws, capabilities, abilities. There's attributes abilities and capabilities, saving throws, and then you have your skills. And there's a lot of rules about skill study. Like this was an old school game where you had to spend your downtime training your skills to raise them. Like you couldn't just get your experience points and go kind of thing.
Right.
Also very unique experience point system. You'll see, obviously, there's like no art going on here. But you have like abilities that determine things like your encumbrance capacity, your damage bonus, which weapons you're strong enough to use. And then you have like defensive abilities, like it tells you they have base action phase. So their initiative system is like a phase system where you count down from the person with the highest base action phase ability down, right? So there's never a rolling for initiative or anything like that. And then if you have multiple actions you can do because you're that good, you'll do the first one on your normal base action phase. You'll do the second one at like whatever half of that would be, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And there's this whole... Also, I'm going to muck up a lot of these pronunciations, so feel free to correct me if you want. So, for instance, there's the speed abilities gives you maximum number of actions, so you can actually make a character who has multiple actions in a turn out the gate if you spend your points that way. However, they have this other I don't know what does it count as a capability? Probably not. It does. Called Zanshin, I guess. Mm-hmm. When I was a kid, we said Zanshin, but obviously that's not right. And it's like literally their description of it is that it's hard to understand. See if I can find it in here. You also have a learning rate. Oh, here it is, Zanshin. All right. It says... Zanshin is a difficult concept at first glance that will not make immediate sense until the detailed action rules are read. The term Zanshin in Japanese refers to a state of overwhelming mental dominance in combat, the ability to control oneself, one's opponent, and the situation. So you have like a derived ability to determine how many actions you get in a turn, but you also have this Zanshin, and if it's not high enough, it affects what your second action or maybe even third action can be. Oh. So like if you want to be a master swordsman who can make like 3 sword strikes in a turn, you can't just have the maximum number of actions ability at that level. You have to have your Zanshin super high too. Otherwise it's like, one attack and then one move and then maybe throw an insult or something, like it's not, they're not all the same. So it's a pretty crunchy, grainy, granular kind of game. Mm-hmm. There's lots of other just basic capabilities that I feel like could have just been under the skill system, but so there's brawling, climbing, leaping, swimming. And then, like, also a lot of these old school games, all the rules for those things are here in this description. There's not like a separate section about climbing or swimming or anything. You have to know that it's in this capability section right at the beginning of the book. Mm-hmm. But the funny thing is, there is a skill for climbing. I think there is a skill for leaping. Mm-hmm. And there's definitely a skill for hand-to-hand fighting. So these are all like derived abilities for people who aren't going to get those skills, basically.
Right.
Then you have your skills. So this is kind of the weirdest part of this game that I talk about a lot. So all your skill scores when you first work them out, look like a percentile score. And it even says that the raw base chance of success is a 0 to 99 score.
Mhm.
However, in their infinite wisdom, they decided to tell you that you have to divide that number by 5.
Uh-huh.
And then to test the skill, you roll 20-sided.
Right.
So this is kind of like Dragonbane,
Yeah.
like it could have been just been a percentile thing, but they went for the 20-sided. And so consequently, every modifier to any kind of roll in this has been made to modify a D20 roll, right? So kind of 5% increments, I guess.
Yeah.
So if I were ever going to try to homebrew this like I did Star Frontiers, it would take a lot of work to decouple the 20-sided mechanic from everything, because everything's been built to go with a 20-sided roll, even though all the numbers you create are percentile originally. Anyway, but they do have some more modern concepts, like effect numbers. So there's a lot of stuff in this game where how well you do in a role matters. So like creating art or performing an act of courtesy, or reciting poetry, or anything that the quality of what you do is really on the line. The effect number is you need to figure out, which is the difference between your skill rank and what you roll, right?
Right.
So the bigger the difference, the more effect you have, and that's to me a more modern concept. You see that in some modern games, but these guys are doing it in 81, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Big section here on study and training and teachers and how to find teachers. There's charts for that and what can make it hard to get a teacher, because you don't just get experience and then that unlocks points for your skills. All experience really does, for the most part, is levels you up, which gives you more hit points, and you add your level to your scores that you're rolling against. And there's only 6 levels in this game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of that. And then they describe the skills. Starting with the one I know I never say right, but to me, that's Bugay, but you tell me.
Yeah, Bugay. Yep.
Okay, and here's a cat walking on my butt. Sorry. So Bugay are formal skills in the arts of combat and the techniques used in warfare. Some are common to warriors of all periods and cultures, while others are uniquely Nipponese. The study and eventual mastery of the Bugay is the principal occupation of the fighting professions Bushi, Budoka, and Ninja. So then they go through, and here again is another thing of another classic old game problem. A lot of what you do with a skill is in the skill description.
Right.
So it's not just jujitsu, for instance. It's the jujitsu section is also how you use jujitsu.
Right.
Right. So there's not, I guess what I'm saying is there's not, a more modern game would probably have more universal rules.
Yes. Yeah.
That you'd be like, okay, this is the grappling rules in the combat chapter, and your jujitsu skill modifies that or something. Right. It's all in these skills. So you have to, until you master this game, you're always looking back at your skill descriptions. Here's a great example. So the section for Kyujitsu, right, archery, not only tells you about how archery works, it has the price list for buying the arrows in it. Right. Information about the quivers, and then down here a whole breakdown of determining the strength of different bows based on your strength, right. And the ranges, right? So all this important combat and shopping information isn't in another chapter like combat or equipment. Right. It's in the skill section under the skill. And that's just such a like old school thing. I could just see like if I ever did want to do this, because I do love this game even though I'm knocking it. If I ever did want to homebrew this and simplify it, I'd have to go through and just take out all this stuff and try to build some kind of universal resolution section or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But you have all kinds of cool skills. When I was a kid, two of my favorites was Yadome Jutsu, which is arrow cutting. Mm-hmm. Nice. And of course it explains the rules for arrow cutting. and Ei Jutsu, which is like the lightning strike, like the quick draw sword skill, so, but they go everywhere. They got nunchaku, they've got sais, they have shinobi jutsu, which is just being a sneaky git, but not technically only a ninja. Mm-hmm. And they get really granular in this stuff. In fact, is it on the back of this one? Yeah, I'm gonna flip this over real quick. So this is how I fell in love with this game as a 13 and a half year old nerd. As soon as I saw this, I was in love. I was like, oh my God, look at that. It's so cool. Right. And just all the different weapons. I don't know how much use some of these got and how authentic some of them are to like what periods of time, but you have particularly the Soda Garami cracks me up because it just looks like a evil coat rack.
Yeah, right.
And this one that they had a little printing error because they didn't put the name of it, but that's the Tetsubo, right? The giant knobby war club. Yep. Which, fun fact, was going to be the name of the Asian expansion for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay back in the day.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then they scrapped the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But I was watching all those canon ninja movies at this period, so like the Kyotetsu Shoge thing, they used that in one of the movies. Where's the Kusarigama? Is it on here? I don't think it's on here. But basically the comma, the side with the chain attached to it. There's a comma. Mm-hmm. Right? So you attach a chain to that and suddenly you got cool ninja action going on. Right. And there's a skill in here just for the Kusari or Gusari, anything with a rope or a chain attached to it, basically. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I digress. So we have our skills, and then you have your fine arts skills. So we've got things like armory, which has all kinds of rules in it for repairing armor and making armor. We have Boyer, with same idea. Calligraphy, classic literature, which is broken down into Chinese classics and Japanese classics. Dance, popular dance, sacred dance, divination, hawking, heraldry, medicine, herbalist, music, etc. So all the finer skills are not directly war skills. And this game has some really cool systems for like resolving, like you're trying to impress your noble or you're trying to gain a boon from the daimyo, or where these skills and those effect numbers I talked about come into play really hard. And then you've got the practical arts, which is like crafting and fishing, forgery, gambling, hunting, lockpicking. Another funny thing of this is they tried to be like really, it feels pretty real, even though there's some fantasy stuff in it. They tried to be to the best of knowledge of Westerners in the late 70s, early 80s, they tried to be as authentic to feudal Japan as they could be. So when you make characters, you're likely to get this really motley group of people. And you're kind of like, well, I guess this is a realistic game, except for the fact that now we have a samurai, a yakuza, a ninja, like, how did they all get together and why are,
Yeah, just hanging out.
There's a whole separate section on ninja skills. Ninja get their own cool skills, chief amongst them being ninjutsu. But yeah, they have one for using a garrote, silent kills, something called Fuki Burijutsu, which covers the use of a blowgun. And then they have arts like Yogen, which is chemistry, apparently, clan languages, Kuji Curry, which is their little cool sign language. That was cool too, because that got used in, what was that? My favorite ninja movie back then. Oh, Revenge of the Ninja. So the main protagonist guy, Shokusugi, the actor's name, he uses all these cool signs in the movie. And I had this book and I was like, oh my God, it's the Kuji Curry. Oh,
Nice.
And then they have the magical skills, because in this game you can also be, sorcerers, which are called Shugenja. And you can even be priests, or gakusho, which is really funny because they even get into the difference between like the Shinto priests and the Buddhist priests.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And they have a big discussion of language and literacy and how there's all kinds of languages going on in Japan.
Right.
Like the katakana, hiragana, and the kanji, clan dialects. And then you even have more statistics because you have a key rating.
Oh, wow.
Because every profession has key powers.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So those are like points you spend to use your key powers. Again, we're on page 24 and we've seen like two little pieces of art. There's status. Status is huge in this game. Like, if you don't understand the status system, why are you even playing this game? It's really crunchy, super crunchy. And like, you don't just have a personal status. You have like a group standing. We have status in society, and they're really granular. So like a samurai clan status factor is 0.6 to 1. A ninja clan is 0.3 to 0.8. And it's all over the place. It's a lot. I would have to really relearn a lot of this crunchy stuff to run this game. And then, like I said, when we were kids, I'm sure we didn't play this right at all, but that's okay. And then they get into discussion of levels. So what are levels? A level is a number from 0 to 6 reflecting the degree of specialized development a character has reached in profession. 0 level refers to characters who are not members of any profession. So really cool. There's 2 experience systems in this game. There's Budo and On. Budo is what you get from using your professional skills. So most likely it's from fighting, but it could also be from mastering things or using strategy, stuff like that. But then there's little modifications to that. So like the Shugenja and Gakusho, theirs is called Shugendo, which I don't know if that's a made-up word. It feels like a made-up word to me, but that is the same idea, but they get it for casting spells and learning spells and mastering spells and stuff like that. But you can't level up just with that. So we have this little chart here, and you'll see like level 1, 0, 0, level 2, 10 experience, which is a typo. That should say Budo, and 10 On. On is your honor.
Oh, okay.
So everybody has to move up in their Budo or Shugendo in their honor. to advance in levels. Except Ninja.
Right, no honor.
Ninja got no time for honor. So Ninja, they just said have to earn double Budo. What they literally said, kill more people than everybody else. And then they've got like a breakdown of how you get the on. So we've got like winning contest, battle, courageous action, duels, winning duels, Iaijutsu duels, overcoming a notorious threat, research, heroic duty, pilgrimage, and then they have a section on losing own.
Oh, cool.
Which includes things like cowardice, falsehood, treason, rashness, losing, and disgrace in battle.
That's cool. So yeah, like kind of de-leveling or de-experience based on role play, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So if you're a cowardly samurai, enjoy level 1 because you're gonna be there.
That's cool.
There's a piece of art.
Nice.
And then they discuss the professions. So you have Bushi, which is just sort of your catch-all warrior class. It's interesting because you're gonna, we haven't got there yet, but you're gonna roll when you create a character on like your birth caste kind of chart. So you might roll a samurai, and you might, people might think, well, samurai must be a class, but it's not. The class is Bushi. Samurai just, obviously makes life and society easier on you. Then they have the Budoka, which again, I don't know. I feel like this might be a made-up class. It's the Bruce Lee class. It's the hand-to-hand fighter class.
Right.
Which is really cool. They're badasses, but I don't know. I watched a lot of kung fu movies in the same era, but I don't remember seeing much. I don't remember seeing like a Bruce Lee type in any of the Japanese movies.
Right. Yeah.
They always had a sword.
Yep.
And then you have the Shugenja, which are again the sorcerers. Their magic's cool because it's rooted in the 5 elements. So they have the 5 instead of the 4 elements. So it's all elemental magic, basically. And let's see, actually, does it tell us in here? No. This is all the basic magic stuff for how magic works, how you use it, is in the class section. There is one separate section later on that explains all the spells, but there is no magic section, which also is interesting to me, but it's okay. And then we have the Gakusho. Everything I know about the twin religions of Japan, I think I learned in this book, so it's probably wrong. It's probably wrong. Right? Because part of being a Gakusho, a priest in this game, is you have to decide if you're a Buddhist priest or a Shinto priest. So then they have some standard kind of key and spell powers that all Gakusho get. Like, of course, Gakusho are good at healing because fantasy game. And they do exorcisms, which is cool. The whole exorcism thing is not a thing that I feel you saw in Western games much.
Yeah, no, that's true.
We had turn undead obviously in D&D, but it was never explained as an exorcism, and they didn't really deal with possession. They just dealt with the undead. Yeah. So it's kind of cool they get into that. They have a lot of yoga stuff in here, which again, I don't know if that's authentic to feudal Japan or not, but like hatha yoga, prana yoga, jnana yoga, karma yoga.
There was
Raha yoga.
Different sources, like some priests would go away, they'd travel to Korea or China or even India. Like the real, oh my God, guys go to India. They, take several years to come back, but they come back with this amazing knowledge. So there may be some And maybe
Cool.
some things of Indian Buddhist influence, that made
Very
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So then they have the separate details of Buddhist Gakushu powers, and then for Shinto as well. So this is where I learned about the idea of, was it Shinto Marium, Buddhist Barium
Yeah, right.
idea, right? Because they get into, with the Shinto, they get into like corruption or pollution, right? They talk a lot about, you don't touch dead stuff.
Right.
That's bad news, and stuff like that. It's really interesting. And they got little things about the life amongst the Shinto clergy. And then you have the Yakuza with the awesome iron pipe there. The Yakuza is an ambivalent figure in Nippon's history. Depending on his personal code of ethics, he could be a brave defender of the commoners' rights or a cruel gangster squeezing them for protection money.
Or a blind swordsman.
I think it's more. All over the place. And they have key powers like good fortune and intimidation and secret movement. And then the ninja, of course, it's funny too, because they're among, when we get to the caste system, you'll see they'll have at the very bottom are the eta or whatever, who are like the untouchables. And I think they even divide them into the handlers of dead and handlers of dead animals as separate things.
Right.
The ninja are considered, at least in the game, to be part of that caste, right? And you can never ascend above that as a ninja, of course. And they have special little ninja tricksy key powers, venomous touch, resist the elements. And there's a whole other section which actually got its own separate chapter on ninja gimmicks, like how to build ninja gimmicks and what they do and stuff.
That's cool.
It got its own section for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, after all that's said and done, we actually get to how you create a character. And here's the table I was talking about. So you're supposed to roll percentile on this table. And it ranges from the Buke Samurai in service at the very top down to the low eta ninja at the bottom.
Are you rounding up or down when you cut that number by 5? Does that lower? Because that could lower things considerably. Did they say
which number?
When you have these stats, but then you said for tests it's D20, so you're dividing everything by 5. Are you? Yeah. Do they have?
I believe it says round down.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So the way most of those work. Oh, actually, I completely breezed through that. Let me go back and find one real quick. Let's go back to the skills. Get a fun one. Here we go. We'll do one of my favorites. Yadame Jutsu. So the base score is speed plus will, and then you divide that by 5. So you'd add your speed stat to your will stat, which maybe is somewhere in the 30 to 50 range. Divide that by 5. So your initial skill ain't so great.
Right. Yes.
You can really juice up your character. I think you have to have at least a 10 in everything. But anyway, on this chart, it's really stratified, right? So there's high, middle, low in every band, from the top samurai down to the ninja or eta. The one I've always struggled with, I even Googled this the other day because I bought the PDF for this on drive-thru, and I've been reading through it, just kind of pleasure reading through it. And I remember this being something I didn't understand as a kid either, but you can be a samurai in service, which is the highest one, right? You could just be a samurai, or you could be a ronin. And then when you read the descriptions, the middle samurai here, the one between the ronin and the samurai in service, is described as samurai without affiliation. And I'm like, what the hell is a samurai without affiliation if he's not a ronin?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I've always struggled with that one. I think when we played, we just hand waved it and said, "Oh well, you're just one that the Lord barely notices," or something.
Right.
But you also have initial on that you start with. So you see, if you rolled a 1 magically on this chart on percentile, you would start with 60 on, which is multiple levels worth of honor, and you get to start with that because you rolled well on that chart. Yeah, that's enough honor to level you up to level 3.
Wow.
Which I'm noticing on this chart has a typo also.
Oh, no.
It's 1, 2, 2, 4, 5, 6. That's funny. So that's interesting. And then you go down, obviously the farther down you go, and then the ETA have it in parentheses because they don't really get honor. And then you have, like, depending on which class you're born into, you start with initial skills, which don't necessarily follow the normal rules. So, like, all samurai have kanji at 2 times their wit. And all farmers get to choose a practical art, hunting or fishing, and hunting or fishing. And then, like, the merchants have commerce and hiragana. So you have, like, these background skills you start with. Mm-hmm. And then you pick your profession, which we have the Bushi, the warriors, the Budoka, the Bruce Lee, the Gakusho, the Shugenja, the ninja, and the Yakuza. And over here on the side, they have attribute modifiers. So if you start as a Bushi, you automatically get a plus 15 to your health.
Oh, wow.
And they also took a page from D&D. You'll see over here that depending on your profession, your hit point die changes. Mm-hmm. So Bushi get a die 10, Budoka get a die 10, Gakusho and Shugenja only get a die 3, and Ninja and Yakuza get a die 6. So they're definitely kind of feeling the D&D vibe with all of that.
Yeah.
You know, the priests and wizards are easy to kill, and the more sneaky people are kind of in between.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the health, I don't think I mentioned this. That's actually your starting hit points.
Oh, okay.
And when you level up, you roll your hit point die and add it to that. Mm-hmm. And then you have all kinds of initial stuff, like initial skills you start with. Like, let's do somebody besides the Bushi. The Budoka start with Atemi Waza, which they describe as proto-karate. Jiu-jitsu, and you pick one buge, and then you pick a bonus skill, and you choose a practical art. You start with a weapon for each buge. Oh, and then they have a little note. Buke, so the top ranked samurai on the little background chart, lose half their own if they choose to be a Budoka.
Oh, wow.
Like they're ashamed of their family or something. Ninjas start with a bunch of cool stuff, and they start with points to acquire gimmicks. So there's a lot of cool gimmicks that, you know, the classic like eggshell smoke bombs and stuff that you can build, or you can even buy them. Like apparently there's a ninja store.
It suddenly appears. Nice.
And then you get some initial goods like samurai and service start with good court garb. A farmer starts with average peasant garb and winter garb. They actually start with more stuff than the samurai, which is kind of funny. Oh, I didn't even talk about the money. So they chickened out on money.
Oh.
They use gold, silver, and copper.
Oh, yeah.
They totally chickened out on money. But I think that's kind of because in feudal Japan, before like the Tokugawa shogunate and stuff, I think it was way more barter and measuring things in rice kind of thing.
Right. And the largest, the highest value coin, that one that's kind of shaped like a loaf of bread or like a bun, that was the most valuable coin. So yeah, gold still did represent like a top value. So I guess it's not too bad, but maybe they're doing it also to be friendly to people coming from D&D.
Yeah, I think so, because of gold, silver, copper, and like, I may be misremembering this, but I feel like they said that the gold is supposed to represent like feeding someone rice for a year or something like that.
Right. Yeah, it's a very valuable coin. Yeah.
So they have these money dice on the birth chart too. This is your starting money. But if you're high, it's gold. If you're middle, it's silver, and if you're low, it's copper.
Oh wow!
And gold is D3, silver is D6, and copper is D6 times 10.
Oh.
So I feel like they were kind of thinking they need to stay a little bit in the D&D lane there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And we get and then you also can have an inheritance. Oh. So you roll dice for your money, but Bouquet can inherit armor. And I think they can inherit a sword. And there's you roll on these tables based on your rank. So if you're a high Bouquet, you roll on this first table, and you can have a sword you inherited from master quality down to inferior. And there's little modifiers based on whether you're a samurai in service, samurai, or non-Bouquet. And then there's a little thing about Japan going on here. I can tell they definitely went to their public library and checked out a lot of books, because
right.
They go into stuff, the kind of thing that nowadays people would probably just steal off Wikipedia or something. But little structure of society, which is kind of interesting. I don't know how true. The other problem is this is essentially a fantasy game. So what era are we talking about? Because obviously there were different eras, but it starts with the Imperial Court. And then goes down to the handlers of human dead at the very bottom. And everything in between. They talk about naming conventions for the different classes, which is cool. Customs of courtesy of the sword, courtesy of the home, courtesy of the road. Dueling, non-lethal duels, the occult duel, blood feuds. I played this game. The very first time I played this game, it was just me and a friend, and he was running it. And I fought a duel, knocked a guy down, and in my mind, because I was just thinking from life experience as a 14-year-old or whatever. Right. I was just like, I'm just gonna walk away, And he was like, wait, you're not going to kill him? Like, nah, he's down. He's all right, whatever. And then it became like this whole blood feud thing. It was funny. But anyway, seppuku, which, I don't know, modern games, they probably would just not even put that in there, I'm guessing. Right. But religious beliefs, and this is where you get a little... You're treading in delicate areas because you're talking about active religions, but... Yeah, women in Nippon, which is kind of cool because they do talk about the empress that invaded Korea and stuff like that, and but they do also say it's going to be hard for you.
Yeah, you'd just be exceptional. You'd be like an elf, basically in that world.
Yeah, exactly. And then again, another thing of old school games, it just transitions into damage, healing, and death. Like there's no, everything is 1094.0, 1094.2. Like it's very not how you would see a modern rule book, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So they explain damage, and there's two kinds of damage. There's lethal and subdual. So you have to actually track both. And then whenever if you, I can't remember exactly how it works, but I think it's like if you go over your hit point threshold, there's a certain point. It's your hit points plus your level. If you go beyond that, you die. Mm-hmm. But if like the damage that put you over with subdual, you don't die. You just get knocked out.
Oh, okay.
And so you have to track. You have one pool of hit points, but you have to track subdual and lethal damage separately. Mm-hmm. So of course, I was instantly already thinking, how would I do that in alchemy?
Yeah, right.
They got healing rates. There's a lot. This is crunchy. There's a lot of just look at the adjusted healing rate table here.
Yeah.
There's just all kinds of things to consider. And then you got poison use. Every good game needs poison rules, especially if there's ninja around. But they even talk about society and poison.
Oh, cool.
And they have drugs as a separate entry. And then just out of nowhere at the bottom of this page, you start your equipment section.
Oh, wow.
Like there was no fussing around. There's no cool layout where everything's, all the new sections start on the right side of the left side of the page or whatever. And it's like, you just go, you just keep going. So they talk about the money. The opponent's economy is based on the rice crop. All finances are counted in terms of the koku, a measure of rice sufficient to feed one man for 1 year. Currency is copper, bronze, silver, and gold. Gold is rarely seen outside the copper of daimyo, even though you can start with gold. But anyway, gems, trade goods and services. So they have availability charts, and then the equipment just starts. It's just there,
oh, wow.
You could miss it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't look like a list of equipment. And it's a little bit of everything in there. I think the weapons are separated into their own thing, and they have quality of goods, which can modify things. Notes about clothing and armor, and ninja armor, which is totally a product of the 80s. they have silenced chainmail.
Right. Silenced chainmail.
That feels like a Hollywood thing to me. Then you got your types of armor. Everything from naked to armor class 10, master heavy samurai armor. And then you got your swords. And if the quality can modify to hits and your damage. Little descriptions of all the weaponry. And then the weapon chart. And so you have the bow staff does a D6 and it's got a little S after it because it's subdual. I think the Budoka, the Bruce Lee types can choose whether their hand-to-hand and blunt weapon attacks do lethal or subdual damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. And they have different kinds of attack forms, which I think can matter with that Zanshin concept I was talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. Your what's available to you depending on how good your Zanshin is can affect that. They've got time scales, strategic time scales. They talk about tactical stuff, and they have movement rates, and they even have somewhere in here a little picture. Oh, here it is. So they have this front, side, rear thing here. And they talk about moving and making turns and stuff, but they never really actually say that you're playing on a grid or anything.
Right.
So it's, I don't know, it's like detailed but also annoyingly vague.
Yeah, I noticed that in the beginning of the book, like what you need, it said, pencil, paper, dice, and cardboard chits or miniatures. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Because there are lots of things you can do, like maneuvers in combat, like parrying, trying to disarm people and things like that, jumping around and stuff. But yeah. And there's more detailed combat. There's our Budoka there with his two little joysticks. Physically like a Bruce Lee, but he has the face of Jack Palance.
Yeah, he's looking rough.
All kinds of combat maneuver things. And then all your combat modifiers. This game had critical hits and fumble charts, which also is pretty early for those.
That's cool.
It wasn't just critical hits always hit or critical hits do double damage. It was critical hit, roll on this table.
Yeah.
And cool. Results vary from double normal damage, triple normal damage, special effect, double damage plus special effect, triple damage plus special effect, and special effect you roll on the separate table. Which can go from target days, forfeits their next available action phase, down to target is killed outright.
Wow.
So how badass would it be to do triple damage to someone and then kill them outright?
Nice.
But then you also have critical failures with a chart, which can go from no special effect, a normal miss occurs, up to attacker inadvertently hits himself. Attacker receives 1/2 the damage normally done to a target. So, yeah, kind of cool. And then they broke those out too for unarmed combat, archery attacks, and thrown weapons. And they had little rules about mounted combat, combat in water, falls, fire, all those standard like hazard kind of rules. And then they have tasks. So they have a pretty elaborate little task system. Again, when I played this as a kid, there was one game where we played, a couple of us and the same guy that ran the game for me the other time I mentioned, where there was a little village we were in that caught on fire. And he used this task system to deal with the fire, basically. Nice.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And now we get into spells, which is in an appendix for some reason. I don't, they just... we'll make the spells an appendix just cause. So you'll see here, these are the Shugenja spells, and they have School of Fire, School of Water, School of Wood, School of Metal, and School of Soil. So that's, I guess, the difference between the Asian arrangement and the European one is you get the metal and the earth going on, kind of.
Yeah, always metal. Yeah, has its.
Yeah. And then they have rankings on the spells, which is kind of like their level requirement. I don't exactly remember, but I think you had to learn them to a certain level to acquire them, and that's why they would have these ratings next to them. So they go from some kind of basic stuff like a fire flash to like flaming doom. And then little descriptions. The descriptions of the spells are actually kind of short, which surprised me. But compared to all their other stuff. So, and the ninja gimmicks, of course. So this is actually a fairly large section for this book because they've got the making of gimmicks, then the descriptions of them. So you've got like flash grenades, fire pots, grenades, smoke powder, hook gloves, climbing poles, diving gear, rafts, water feet. Those are those little pontoon shoes. Blowguns, bows. I think they have little ninja collapsible bows. Voice trumpets, caltrops, cut wires, all kinds. And they can do like make their own little drugs and different ways to administer them. And then they even talk about different colors of ninja garb for environments.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, kind of cool. And then some more Game Master advice on the back. And then our cool weapon picture. And this is, I guess, what you would call sort of the player handbook equivalent, this one.
Mm-hmm.
Because then the next one is the Land of Nippon is way more just game mastery stuff. It's also a little thinner. What I noticed when I opened this box originally is it's also way less handled. It's way cleaner and just feels cleaner. Right. Like people were not leafing through this one much at all. But we've got a map of Japan with all the little province names.
Nice.
Optional rules for foreign languages. Oh, this one's punched too. I'm hilarious that I didn't notice that. One of my favorite pictures, samurai fighting a tengu.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah. I don't remember. Do you remember what year Oriental Adventures was published?
Oh, it was just.
I feel like I was
just looking at that.
It was like after this, right?
Yeah,
like a little later.
Supplement. Oh, I don't. Yeah, it doesn't have a year. It must have a year in the thing. Yeah, because there was a whole list. 85.
Okay, yeah. So it's like 4 years later.
Yep.
So I was real judgy about Oriental Adventures, and it was because I had this game for a while.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, I don't know about this. So then we've got, this Game Master stuff. So we have NPCs with reaction tables and modifiers to the tables, rules about encounters, classic NPC statistics, types of humans, which is just humans you can encounter. It's just a little bestiary of humans, basically. And then you have actual beasts.
Oh, that's cool.
And a lot of natural beasts, but then they get into the fantasy ones after. So we have like a bear, a boar, a dog, a horse, serpent, shark, a tiger. Which a tiger in Japan? I think it actually is. Though it is not native to Japan, it is occasionally met in Japan. The tiger is considered a noble beast. A man who slays one in a single combat is held in great esteem. I think the tiger is... Oh, that's interesting. For some reason, I thought you actually earned honor for killing a tiger. But I guess not. But yeah, in very old school fashion, there's little Budo values next to each thing. So like if you kill a dog, it's half a point of Budo experience for you. Then you get into legendary beasts, so it's your fantasy stuff, which really needed pictures, but there are almost no pictures.
Yeah.
Except for the kappa.
Nice.
Dude, I was so obsessed with kappa back then. I was what? A bowl of water in their head? What?
Right.
Kitsune. And you got your Tatsu. 7 to 50 feet long. It's the greatest of the scaled creatures of Nippon. Bony spines run along the back. Tengu. You get your crazy kind of Asian influence like ghosts and supernatural beings, which is neat because then they have this whole spiritual combat section. If you have like a Gakusho with you, to fight like spirit creatures and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Because they have the whole Gaki thing going on. Not Gaki, is it Gaki? Yeah, the hungry ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool too.
Yeah, very cool.
Treasure tables. Weapon tables. This is all just standard generic GM stuff you would see back in the day. But then they have rules for natural phenomena like the earthquakes and the fires, contests. As mentioned earlier, the Nipponese love competitions of all kinds. Rule, info on duels and hunts and uprisings and duty. This game is like, in my mind, it's like one of the easiest ones for Game Master to run because it's almost always going to start with the Lord saying, "Go do the thing."
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And everybody's like, "You got it." Even the ninja pretending to be a merchant's like, "Okie dokie." Rules about cities and castles and holy places. Yakuza and schools and ninja bases. Battles. Oh, that's another cool thing. They have an abstract battle system in this game that I adore. And like there's been a couple times in my role playing, like GMing, where I've taken this battle system and just adapted it for other games.
Oh, cool.
Because it's super abstract. Like you just determine like what kind of forces there are, how many of them there are. You can't even see my finger. Sorry. And like then you kind of like figure out what happens every round. So there's like a chart. You make some rolls, determine if that round which one of these you're going to be on: victorious, winning, deadlocked, losing, defeated, or and then your characters can choose to participate, which anybody that's not a ninja is going to be like, "Oh, I need to fight because I can get honor for doing this," right? And you make some rolls and you roll on these charts. So like say your side is winning, right? And you roll like a 7. It says you took a die 6 heads and a wound. Those heads are worth honor when the battle's over. Right? But you can also roll like an encounter, and then you have to fight like a separate little duel on the battlefield.
Very cool.
Yeah. Very cool. And you can kind of decide how you're participating in the battle. And if the battle ends in victory or defeat, there's, things that like rewards and things you may get out of the whole thing. And they've got rules for smaller battles. And then downtime. Downtime is super important because of the need to train your skills. But it's also when anybody with any kind of art or crafting skill is going to go work on their arts and their crafts. Or learn spells, or any of that stuff, you need the downtime.
Right.
And we're going to get to a calendar in a minute, and you can tell me if there's any hint of this calendar in modern Japanese society, because it is wacky. This calendar is wacky. But anyway. Rules on so artworks. We had a really cool one time where our Lord was kind of miffed with us, and we decided we were gonna present him with a gift of like a fine piece of, I forget what it was, like porcelain or something. And so we had one of our guys who had a crafting skill, like a fine art skill, who had to do all the task stuff to make it, and so the effect number really mattered. But then we had to go have an audience with the Lord. And in that audience, we had to make these like, social roles, and the effect numbers on that tied into the quality of the artwork we were presenting him with. Nice. To determine his favor, So it was this really intricate thing, and it took like steps and investment on our part to get it done.
Yeah.
And we totally fucked up the last roll. It was hilarious. But anyway, it was really neat. Like you just don't see that very much in games where there's like, I feel like we got that flavor in Dune.
Yeah.
But not in many other games, like where like these big interactions where the steps you take in preparation matter, and like your presentation, the words you choose matter, and just cool stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I digress. So we got rules about harvests, like this is all the like domain play kind of rules. And then you have the advanced campaign where you can maybe even get into temporal power. And then my favorite thing is a little baby adventure that fits on the back cover with a map on the back cover.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. It all goes down at an inn. And I think I've played it like 3 times, but it's like Trouble with some Yakuza kind of thing. I think it's really just kind of a fight, but you get a little inn map.
Right.
Which is actually like Japanese, like feudal Japanese inn culture, like from what I know, just from like, watching samurai movies and stuff, is on the same level, if not more, than like medieval European inn culture. Like, like it's like a big deal, and like I think that's neat that you can. There's this one little touchstone that someone who was used to playing D&D go like, oh, well, we still get to crash at an inn? Cool.
Yeah. No, I think that's true.
Never mind that you never get a wagon. But anyway, here's the character sheet. And this is awesome. This came on white cardstock.
Nice.
I remember this character sheet. So it's got the stuff we sort of touched on before, your profession, all your attributes, permanent current, and then you get like a raw saving throw stat from that too, which is kind of like the cop out. Like if none of these other weird derived stats and none of these skills will cover it, you make a saving throw. And because like everything else, they want it to be on a D20, you take your attribute and reduce it down to some small number. You have like unarmed combat damage, which I don't think I mentioned, but it's based on strength. Your damage modifier, your base action phase, your Zanshin, your maximum number of actions, your base movement allowance, and your learning rate. Those are all the like derived things there. No, that's some of the derived things. I shouldn't say it's all of them. Your experience, which is your Budo or Shugendo, and your level, campaign entry date, current campaign date. Oh, wow. I'm guessing they are talking about like the calendar dates in here, which I'll get to in a minute. Your key powers for the Shugenja and the Gakusho, your healing rates, all your damage. So you have your lethal and your subdual. Criticals with locations, because some of on the critical charts you could have like an arm that's disabled or something. Your money, your weapons, your equipment, and then your skills are all there. So here's this calendar.
Oh wow.
This was hard. This was hard for me as a youngster. So we have the seasons: spring, summer, fall, winter. Okay, I'm with you there.
Right.
But then we have like 12 months. Okay. But then they're divided into 3 10-day weeks.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then you have season, a month of 3 weeks, a week of 10 days, and then your year cycle, which I guess is sort of like what we always think of as the Chinese one over here. But like, yeah. But then you also have Japanese hours or toki, which seem to be 2 hours long. Right? So you have the hour of the rat, which is 11 to 1, the hour of the ox, which is 1 to 3, hour of the serpent, 9 to 11. So it's night, morning, day, evening.
Interesting.
I don't know. Are there any like relics of this in modern Japanese culture, or
just for the New Year's celebration? Yeah, the year, animal, zodiac animal, Chinese zodiac animal for every New Year, but they use the Gregorian calendar now. The year, but then of course the era of the emperor, it has a different. So it's like 2026, but it's Reiwa 8. So the Reiwa emperor 8th year. So it's only been 8 years since that. Yeah. Okay, so you have to remember two. You have to remember two years. But they don't have anything broken down. They may have. I mean, it's just not something that exists in modern. But they may have that because there's so much things about, especially with Shinto. There's some numerology in there, and there's times of the day, days of the month, and even days of the week where it's not good to do things, where it's like bad luck, or this is lucky, or this is a prosperous, or this is a harmless, day to do something. So sometimes you're building a house or something, or even like construction, breaking ground for construction sites, you have to have, first, of course, the ground needs to be purified, and you can't start the construction on a bad day. So sometimes you're just starting construction on a random Thursday where you were ready since Monday, but you got to wait till Thursday. But but they do break things down, and they even have something like in Nara, the old capital. They say Nara has 72 seasons in a year, and they measure them all by what berries, show up and what flowers bloom. And it's
72. Wow.
And so it's broken down. So you come to Japan to see this very specific plant flower or these leaves change. And it's very,
so very, like a little window of time, you got to get there.
Right. Yeah. And it's all just marked by natural event. Yeah.
So it's kind of cool because this is also meant to be like your campaign tracker, right?
Right.
So like, I guess they just assume your first year of adventuring is near the rat. I don't know, but down here they have little codes. So in each like box, you'd put like, I adventured that day, or I healed, or I did a job, or I traveled, or responsibilities. And then like the really funny thing is they tell you right here, like, this is February 20th. So the year starts with February 20th. Okay. So I don't know, like, if there's people out there who are like hardcore on the feudal Japanese history, I don't know how accurate some of this is, because obviously this is 45 years ago.
Right. And it also may be based,
and it's just dudes in the States reading books.
Yeah.
So
they may have gotten like a Chinese zodiac book, because there is a lot of fortune telling. You know how you read the stars and your planets and stuff in Western zodiac. I think there's the same thing with Chinese. So they may have adapted the Chinese zodiac, like a kind of fortune telling system, and because they saw it was nice even numbers and stuff, so it might be fun to use for tracking. Yeah, but it may have been at some point. Yeah, something.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. It's neat because it's like, it's usable, but it's also different than what we're used to. Yeah. So it feels unique,
Right. And not a ton of difficult words and stuff too. They didn't name everything. It's not all Japanese vocabulary. Yeah.
So then you also got a Game Master screen, which John Major went ahead and wrote his name on this one.
Oh, John, no embosser.
So it's a cool like fold out screen. It's got all those combat modifiers and critical hit charts and critical fumble charts. It's got the battle. It's almost all the battle rules right on this page, which is kind of cool.
That's good. Yeah.
All the NPC attitudes, all the magic.
Oh, nice.
John wanted you to know the magic was his, I guess. The society structure, status rules, all the useful stats. So it's a good, solid, it's a very business-like. There's no artistic flair to this screen at all, but it's all extremely useful. And now I'm realizing I didn't look at this. I hope he didn't write all over my map. So you do get this cool map of Japan. And it's in hex form because 80s. So you have little hexes. And it is like, I guess, 3-color? Kind of a black, white, and red going on.
2-spot red.
Yeah, so you can tell where your mountains and your rough terrain are. So that's cool. I think... the guy that ran this for us a couple times was a huge fan of that old Koei video game, Nobunaga's Ambition.
Right.
So I think wherever Nobunaga's from, I think that's where we started.
Right.
Which I want to say is here, but I might be wrong about that.
It could be.
Anyway, super cool. Oh yeah, we can do this too. Let's see. Jeremy, you are there.
Right there we go.
And the other side has encounter tables and legendary beings, beasts, natural phenomenon, event encounters. They actually named the islands on this little picture.
No, that's good.
Which is funny because they put some city names, but not the actual like island names or even like province names.
Right. I guess they needed the hexes to all, be
yeah.
Clear. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So there, I was trying to remember if this game came with dice originally, and I don't think it did.
Yeah.
Like from my memory, I think we were using shitty basic D&D dice to play.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think the Fantasy Games Unlimited stuff didn't have a lot of them didn't.
Plus, it's a lot thinner box than those boxes. So but yeah, so there's our back. Actually, it may say on here. No, yeah, it tells you to get dice. Bushido's the best player of the Game Master in 3 to 5 players, although it can be played with as few as 1. All you need are pencil, paper, 6-sided die, 20-sided die, and imagination. So there are other charts in there. So it's not exactly true.
Right.
And I think there are situations where it's a D5, so you're going to need a 10-sided. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to load it and we can compare it to like the basic box.
Oh.
Grab one off the shelf. There we go. So basic box is just a skosh longer. It's a little thicker. I'll get under the camera.
Oh yeah.
Not much though. Not much.
Oh, seeing those boxes together, that's a game store in the 80s. Yeah, seeing those
boxes. Right.
Oh,
right.
Man. Yeah, that's great.
And yeah, like I was saying at the beginning, like considering it's 45 years old, it's in pretty good condition.
Oh yeah.
Although I guess with that guy embossing his name on things and stuff, that could lower the value. That may be why the guy was selling it for less.
I bet. Yeah, it might have been something he didn't notice, or somebody pointed out to him on a photo, and he's like, "Ah, damn it!" But it's definitely worth it. I would prefer $140 discount.
What was really funny is like once I secured the bid, the next day, the two of the 200 plus ones that I was looking at, I got these notifications from eBay that said, the buyer has made you a new offer, and it was like $5 off or something stupid like that. Like, I'm good.
I think that's an automated thing to get you to like, revisit the page. Yeah, I don't even know if the sellers even are aware of that stuff. Yeah. So,
this is this is the FGU game I played the most. Like I want to say I played Villains and Vigilantes once. I never played Space Opera. I never played Cyworld until you run it. No pressure. I'm trying to think of. There's one that's like Daredevils or something like that.
Oh yeah.
We made characters for that other one. Was it Aftermath? Which is like their Gamma World type game. And all I remember, we never played it. All I remember is that there were these like to hit charts that look like meat cuts.
Oh yeah.
Like they made people look like meat cuts, which is hilarious. Very like what was that weird post-apocalyptic movie that Don Johnson was in? It's like A Boy and His Dog or something like that.
Yeah, A Boy and His Dog.
Yeah. the psychic dog and the cannibals and shit. Yeah. That was a weird movie. Anyway, and I know there's other ones like Chivalry and Sorcery, which I think another company bought and publishes, or they licensed and publish.
Yes.
because I think it's on a new edition now.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Highly regarded as one of the most complicated fantasy role-playing games ever made.
Right.
So it might be fun just to look at and laugh at, like scratch your heads, you know? But
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, you have Cyworld. Do you have any other FGU games?
Just Villains and Vigilantes and Cyworld were my two. Two that I hadn't played.
Dude, I wish I'd kept my Villains and Vigilantes. I had that in the 7th grade.
Oh yeah.
And I think I just we were moving. Moved a lot. I moved a lot when I was a kid. And we were moving, and I think I just gave it to a friend.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
nice.
But they're kind of like these under the radar. Like a lot of people don't know about them, but in the 80s, man, they had a lot of titles.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were very visible in game stores. Definitely. Yeah, I remember always looking at their stuff. Yeah. The thing that's interesting, and I think they did a good job with it because, you're going to have to assemble a party. It's going to have to be diverse. There's not really a good reason why it's diverse, but that makes you much more capable as a group. And you have honor, and then you have battle prowess. And I think they did a really good job of, this is the same in Japan. Like I think this gets criticism only because at the time, like from the reviews at the time, any of the criticism was because it's coming from simulationist, war gamers that want every, how fast the horses were, how long the spears were. They need to know everything exactly. So very simulationist. Yeah. And this has more of a rule of cool and making things make sense, like taking the types of magic, like splitting Buddhism and Shinto into basically schools of magic and stuff. And that's exactly what they do in Japanese pop culture and anime and manga. They don't have this this respect and this, the things aren't sacred. It's just, no, that's cool. That those demons are cool. This spell is cool. This type of magic is cool. Any practitioners of that are probably not going to be happy about that. But, Japan is really a rule of cool for pop culture. So when people do that with Japanese culture, Japanese don't mind at all. It's only like Korean Americans that get offended, just like white people get offended for other people, like other Asian Americans get offended for that. So I think it's a great place to play in. And I forgot about like how interesting the possession mechanics like that would make it so interesting to have stuff like that going on, have, exorcisms and things in a game, where you're playing as warriors and there's a weakness. You can be taken over by an evil spirit and you're swinging your sword at your teammates.
Yeah. And it might lead you to do dishonorable things. There's a lot of cool, because that feels very much like a Japanese tragedy too, right? Yes, it's like when someone honorable gets tricked or possessed or something, so that they end up doing something horrible, but they just have to like deal with it, basically.
Right.
No, I love it. Like, there's definitely some crunch in there that I would love to clean up, but overall, like all their intentions were really, really good. I think, like, and they even call out like they don't. There's nothing in there about like. There's nothing like overtly sexist or anything. It's or certainly not racist in the text. Like when you're reading about the culture and the history and how society operates, and even in the players, the character types, they they're kind of like, you could. I mean, there's probably a way to be a female samurai, like,
Right. Yeah, you can come up with a reason. And the fact that I think they did a good job of sticking with Nippon. Like, so there's two pronunciations of the Japanese kanji. Nippon, which is the old style, very old and kind of classical, and Nihon. So Nihongo, Nihonshu is Japanese language, Japanese alcohol. Nippon, a lot of companies use that to sound traditional and nationalistic, and so them using the words like Nipponese. There's no such word in English as Nipponese. So they're saying we're not calling the existing Japanese people or historical figures in Japan this. They're not doing this. You're playing Nipponese, like a fantasy version of Japan. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is another struggle sometimes with people that kind of want to take a moral high ground. It's like, this is a fantasy game, right? There's nothing we're doing here that is real. There's literally going to play a samurai who's going to fight a turtle man.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm speaking for Kappa culture, and I think that is a gross misappropriation of Kappa traditions and civil society.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting, but that's the thing that I think the mistake that D&D made with Oriental Adventures is they used the title Oriental Adventures.
Yeah,
it's just like, what are you doing? Yeah.
What is this? Rugs? Are we talking about rugs?
Right,
What's going on here? Yeah.
So
they did, and they tried to put it all in there.
Yes, yeah, everything all mashed
like
up.
It's not specifically Japanese. It's a little bit of a few different Asian cultural touchstones, right? Because from what I remember, I don't own the book anymore, but like I seem to remember there being sword saints, which I felt like more of a wushu Chinese kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But then you could be a samurai, but then you had D&D alignments with that, and it's just like, what? Yeah. It's like samurai could be total dickheads. Yeah, you could say they had a code of honor, so lawful, I guess.
Right.
But if you're a peasant that accidentally drops something on my foot, I'm going to cut your head off. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, it was really a square peg round hole kind of thing.
Yeah. I think that's very true. Yeah, and I like the idea, like having a not just Pendragon. You didn't have to play chivalrous knights, to be able to have a system, a warrior with an honor system, and then to have it specifically flavored Japanese is great. Yeah. This is really, looking through this really has me interested in playing, because there's a lot of interesting character types that you can play that are not, just traditional samurai. There's a lot of stuff in there, and also that it's encouraged. Like, you're not just clearing the lands of every living thing. It's like social interaction and things are encouraged. There's a lot of systems for that. Yeah.
And there's a lot of the suggested like events and stuff are, like dealing with a famine or like an earthquake or a fire, or, it's not all. Yeah. And there's never going to be a dungeon. Like there might be like a lair. Maybe. Like,
yes. And it looks
and then there's a neat blend of sort of the real world stuff of like serving a lord or going to war or social status kind of interactions, and then you get the crazy go deal with a magical beast and talk to a sorcerer and like that.
Yeah, it looks like just like the other Fantasy Games Unlimited stuff, at the time of publishing it only got like a few subsequent adventures, because I see Valley of the Mist.
Valley of the Mist is the most famous one.
Oh yeah, but it looks like it even they got things maybe republished later. So there's several though that have like a 2000 publication date. So yeah, they got some more support, and even White Dwarf had an adventure.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I think I had that White Dwarf. God damn it. Why do I get rid of things? But, so just to add, I did buy the PDF on drive-thru. You said they were on sale.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it was on sale when I bought it, but it wasn't expensive anyway.
Yeah. No, it's like about a 40% sale. I think it's pretty good.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, for everything that Fantasy FGU does.
I will mention on the current FGU website, because you've touched on this in other talks we've had, where you had ordered something from them and you never got it. Well, I saw Bushido on there and it was $20, and it didn't explain at all what the product was. It just said Bushido $20.
Right.
And I was like, that's way more than the PDF is on drive-thru. So what is this? So I emailed him, and I was super suspicious because the email was just like some dude's name, and it didn't end with, at Fantasy Games Unlimited or anything. It was some random thing. but he emailed me right back. Like the next day, I got an email back from him.
Nice.
So props to him for that. And what he explained was, if you buy their $20 Bushido, it is a perfect bound book that has everything from the box set in it.
Mm-hmm.
Just in a little like soft cover, perfect bound book.
Right.
So they should put that in the description on their website.
Yeah, they definitely need to fix that. It was hard to tell. It was hard to tell if what was available digitally, what was available physically, and some both, some nothing. So yeah, it was very very confusing. But yeah, that was a trend for a while. I don't know what. I think the print on demand, something happened with the print on demand service and the kind of business relationships with drive-through, because they used to have many box sets available as both hard and soft cover or print on demand. So somebody laid out the entire content. Those are just not available. They had Star Frontiers. They had a lot of different box sets, but it's all gone now. I wonder what happened with that.
Well, I'm sure Wizards messed up the Star Frontiers one, but anyway. So, props to them for getting back to me, but I do think it's literally some guy who now owns the rights,
I see.
Who just makes some money on the side when people buy his PDFs or print on demand products.
Right.
I don't think Fantasy Games Unlimited is ever going to see a revival.
Yeah.
So someone with a lot of money should really start licensing or buying these.
Yeah,
because as cool as this is, and it's full of really neat ideas, and it's a fun game. I think there's room to make it even better. Like I think there's room to clean it up, simplify it, not to the level of it's like some rules light storyteller game. That's not what I'm talking about at all. Just make everything flow a little smoother. Like the whole game could be percentile based,
right?
For one thing. The rules could be consolidated into clear sections about, like combat and, the standard physical stuff like climbing, jumping, swimming, falling, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Pull all that into specific sections and then streamline the skills so that they're just clean and you know what they're for. Like, and then other than that, the combat mechanics are just modifiers to your role. Like there's nothing too hard to grasp there at all. The magic, I think, is pretty straightforward once you master how to learn the spells.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I'm really intrigued by this because we tend to not play games super long.
Right.
Like maybe like if it's not a one shot, then maybe it's a few adventures and then we go on to something else. But the whole thing with learning things and crafting things and mastering things, like that's really intriguing to me. I think it adds another aspect to your character development when you're planning. Like you get out your little calendar and you're like, all right, we're getting 2 weeks of downtime. I'm going to spend 1 week practicing my skills and 1 week trying to, carve this statue or whatever, like just neat, like little investments that you get to revisit as you play ongoing the campaign, kind of thing.
No, that's true. Yeah. That's
and online, we don't get to do much of that.
Right. Yeah. That's tough.
But yeah, neat game. Worth checking out the PDF, I would say, especially since, like Jeremy said, it's on sale right now.
Yeah. A lot of their stuff is. Yeah, there's a little note on the Wikipedia about their website. So it came back in July 2006 with the back catalog. A lot of stuff just said coming soon. A new Aftermath product started to appear by 2008, and then the company by 2010, most of their back catalog was available digitally, and they also were seeking new submissions for adventures, primarily for Aftermath, Space Opera, and Villains and Vigilantes. I think that's why the Villains and Vigilantes has just like this huge section of PDF. So everything that was submitted, I think, is on that website now. But yeah, they don't talk much about ownership. They said in 91 it was dissolved as a New York corporation. They talk. Yeah, so it is Scott Bizzar. Yeah, that's who you I think emailed.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah,
yeah.
So he continues to publish in Arizona as sole proprietor of Fantasy Games Unlimited. Nice.
So was he like one of the founding people, and he just got the rights?
I think
kind
so.
of thing?
Yeah, no, he's the founder.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the founder. Yeah, 1970.
Okay.
1975. Wow, last year was their 50th anniversary.
Wow. So I wonder if he then is like some of these companies where he was just a guy with the money and the will, but didn't actually write any of this stuff. Yeah, you know what I mean?
The description says the company has no in-house design teams and relies on submitted materials and outside talent. Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of like a publishing house. Yeah.
That's interesting to me because I feel like there's some overlap system-wise in these games. I might be wrong. We should probably do a compare and contrast video sometime.
Yeah, I think that would be good because we can get everything we can get digitally. They did a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Those Vigilantes must have been their biggest hit because that seems to be the one they have a ton of stuff for.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because that was my choice over Champions. Yeah, at the time. Definitely. Yeah.
Good choice. You want to talk about brain burner system champions? Oh my god! Anyway, and like Chivalry and Sorcery, I'm pretty sure was theirs, but they must have sold it or something.
Yeah, I bet they did. Yeah, I remember the original creators. Yeah, bought the rights, or wanted the rights back, or publishing rights, or something. But yeah, well, this was great, Matt. I'm so glad this showed up. This is really fun to go through, and yeah, there's a lot. Just keeping it in terms of we're playing fantasy Japan. We're not going for accuracy. We're just gonna kind of enjoy a lot of the flavoring, the history, and things, just like they do when they try to do European, simulated European culture in Japan. We're just rule of cool and like what would be fun, what would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should definitely do that. Yeah, that'd be a really, really fun campaign.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice. Excellent. Well, very good. Well, thanks everyone for hanging with us during this unboxing. Oh, Juan Ochoa, Star Frontiers is available. It got me a copy a few months ago. Oh, so maybe there is still a combined set. The last time
print on demand.
Yeah, print on demand. Thanks.
Because I bought a bunch of the PDFs.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
He said Alpha Dawn, Nighthawks, and Zebulon's Guide available too. Nice. And he also says Aftermath takes the prize. That's his favorite FGU.
Oh yeah, Aftermath.
Nice.
Aftermath and what's that other one? Something Dawn. There's another apocalyptic one from that same time period. Doesn't matter. It wasn't Fantasy Games Unlimited, so.
Yeah. We should. If I mean, it's gonna take some work, but yeah, if you're up for kind of house homebrew and coming up with some good system, I'd love to.
Let's get some more Star Frontiers under our belt, and then that could be another project down the road.
Yeah,
because I also have Broken Empires, which allegedly I'm going to get by the end of the month.
Oh wow! Okay. Ooh, very.
And
cool.
now that Will is doing his weird ascetic monk thing,
yeah,
like. I'm going to have to... I had planned to play that in person until I mastered it before I pitched it to you guys online. But now I'm like, well, God, I'm going to want to play this game, and I don't have anywhere to play. Right. So I may be in a month or two be like, hey, guys, let me tell you about this game called Broken Empires.
Nice. Yeah, very cool.
Oh, Age said, oh my God, Bushido is a game I owned, read, never played, then lost.
Oh, no. Nice. Yeah, that happens.
I owned it 45. No, I owned it 40. I can math. 43 years ago, 42 years ago. And I probably lost it in about 3 years later. Yeah. I say lost, but I really feel like my family moved a lot. My wife, my mom worked for the phone company, And if you're old like us, you know that meant a very different thing back then. Like the phone company was one massive entity. Right. And so she would get transferred all the time. And I really think that a lot of times when we moved, I just like gave stuff away to people. Like, you're my best pal, take this kind of thing.
Right. I will write you a letter or give you an expensive phone call, possibly, but yeah, other than that.
Yeah, but don't count on it.
Right. Yeah.
The one said, take surprise and unnecessary complexity. Yeah.
Right.
I don't remember anything about that game except the ridiculous charts. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's how they agreed to publish stuff. FGU said, well, how many charts do you have? Illustrations per page. We need, at least 10 pages before any illustrations. Any artwork. What's up?
Clarion said, I feel like Zanshin is the premise of that Jet Li movie Hero.
Oh, cool.
Man, that was a long time ago too, that movie, right?
Yeah.
Let's go back and watch that.
Nice. Yeah. Well, good stuff. So we will be back tomorrow for Star Frontiers, right? We're doing the Nice.
I'm gonna bomb you guys with a bunch of little helpful notes about combat before we play.
Okay.
Because I feel like we're getting down to where the real combat's gonna begin.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to be putting everybody to sleep, basically. So.
Yeah, well, that might pay off, or the thousands of grenades Abyss has, apparently. That's hilarious. I think he rattled off like 30 grenades or something. I was like, what?
Nice. All right. Well, cool. Yep. So we will be back in about 24 hours and continue our Star Frontiers campaign. And yeah, this is something I'd really like to make characters and give a shot. We'd have to find a good group, like a group that's not, is going to just kind of roll with the fun of it and not be like, actually, we don't need any of that. Yeah.
And I think even though it's never mentioned in this book, and I'm kind of derailing our sign off here, sorry,
sure.
but even though it's not mentioned anywhere in this book, but I think a session 0 for this game would be super effective because you want everyone to play the profession they want to play.
Yeah.
But to make that work in this like society, we're going to need some creative thinking.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be a lot of fun. And I think you could get kind of meta with it. Like someone could make the ninja. We don't need to be all secret passing notes about it. Just the players all know you're a ninja, but your characters don't, or whatever the reason is, or maybe the one samurai in the group doesn't know, but everybody else knows, right. That kind of thing, or the Yakuza guy who's pretending to be an innkeeper but is actually running like gambling dens and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that would be a fun session 0. Come up with plausibility for everything that's going to happen.
Yeah,
what we're together for.
Why is Abyss yelling no so much in the chat?
I don't know.
He yelled no so much he went from number 2 to number 1.
About grenades? No. Another game
to be played. Down the line, this won't be anytime soon because Matt's going to have to do some real thinking about how to make this, especially in the world of online play.
Yeah.
You don't want as many knobs and things as levers and switches the rules. So that, you want to bring that down at least somewhat.
That's a really interesting point. We may lose some games or some playability of some games. I think maybe Foundry can handle a lot. People do some really nice Foundry modules. But yeah, just based on how to get something to work well on a VTT, I think simple rule sets, do work well, and minimalist character sheets and all that. Interesting. Yeah. That just hit me that, we might lose some 50-year-old classic games because how do we do this? Yeah.
Trevor, the Broken Empires guy, and me, myself, and Die host, he's been doing weekly live streams where he answers people's questions. It's mostly Broken Empires, but there's some other discussion in there. but he's brought this up multiple times, so I know it really pisses him off. Like, he says, I'm grateful for VTTs because it allows me to play with my friends from Canada because, he lives in like Texas now.
Right.
The guys I grew up with playing games, I still get to play with them. So I'm grateful for that. But I hate the fact that, especially with Foundry, it just does everything for you.
Right.
He's like, you can't learn a game when it's just like push the attack button and thing happened. So there's definitely some weird gray area there where the VTTs could be not just simplifying the games, but also sort of changing people's expectations of whether they need to learn rules and mechanics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that's true. Yeah, and because I remember reading somewhere that there were so many people just making characters on D&D Beyond back in early 5th edition that if you ask them how do you make a character, they have no idea. It's just like I just click the buttons on D&D Beyond. I don't know. I don't own any of the books.
Oh yeah.
I don't know anything about this game except somebody said, "Do you want to play?"
And D&D specifically has been doing that since 3rd edition because they put that CD in the rule book.
Yes.
And you just pick a race and a class, click a button, and it just did everything.
Right. Yeah, like making a party for early Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
Yeah. I remember, I think I told you this story before, but we had a friend who we were going to play, I think Will was going to run the 3rd edition game, and he had the disc, so he was like, I'm going to make my character and bring it. And we're like, okay, we're all a little suspicious when people say shit like that. But he brings it, and it's really good character. Like, the stats are bonkers. But it would show, like, the revision number thing on the print on the bottom of the page. So it's like he rolled like 72 times or something.
Yep, just keep clicking that random roll button.
Like, you jackass. Anyway.
Nice. Well, cool. Yes. So we will be back again shortly. We needed to break the 2-hour mark for the stream, so we did that.
We did it.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks, Matt. I really appreciate it. Thanks for messaging me and say this came. We get to take a look at it. And we'll be back again soon. There's all kinds of fun old school stuff to keep digging in. And we're going to have to do a miniatures live stream, definitely. Go through some old white metal miniatures. Yeah. Got a lot of Grenadier.
Oh, that'll be fun. I don't have any of those, but I'd love to see what you have. That'd be fun.
Cool. Yeah, I'll get the little turntable out and we'll set, I'll set a camera up and we can have something spinning and talk about it. And that'd be fun. Very cool. All right. So thanks everybody for watching. Good to see Juan, a new guest on the chat, and of course Calerion Abyss jumped in.
And Age is there.
Yeah, very cool. Nice.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back soon. Take care and goodbye. Bye bye.